Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of the King's Court. I'm King George, along with my co-host, Mandus Buckle. Mandus, what's up?
What's happening, George?
Got two special guests. It's two of the best coaches out there. That's Ryan Benson. Ryan, what up?
What's going on, George?
And we got the one and only Omar Ventura. Omar, what up?
What up, fellas?
We are talking Tampa Pro. We just had a weekend. Mandus, take us away.
Tampa Pro, other than the Olympia, the most exciting show of the year. It's the last weekend to qualify. So you've got dozens of athletes. You've got people in every single division fighting for the last couple spots. There were some divisions where there were as many as 6 people who could have got bumped out and 6 different people got pushed in. So that alone creates for insane competition and high energy. But then you add the fact that it's Tim Gardner production supported by Jake Wood and the Wings of Strength. And that means first class all the way. They roll out the red carpet. It's unbelievable. George, I know the first time you were out there and you kept saying to me, wow, this is like an Olympia. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, man, when you look to the right, I was in an Olympic press pit all day. And when you look to the left, it was the who's who of bodybuilding, you know, from Linda Murray to, you know, top trainers, Flex Lewis, you know, pretty much everybody that was somebody was in the building, you know, and I had never experienced it. And, you know, it was a great experience.
You know, they also give out the Ben Weider Award at that show, you know, and for those of you who don't know, you know, you should watch, go on Maximum Muscle Report. We have the video, but that's a real special award. And it's so special, in fact, the recipient this year was Steve Weinberg. So that kind of tells you what that means. And Dan Solomon, who now is in charge of the Olympia, he's the presenter for that. And Dan Solomon has been a part of the media for the IFBB Pro League and running doing media for the Arnold and the Olympia, especially the Olympia, for decades. So it really is a who's who when you show up to the Tampa. The Tampa Pro is an experience. It's not just a show. It's an experience. Ryan, I'm surprised we didn't see you there. You're like a traveling Will Berry like us.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I had a couple of my guys that were qualified for the Olympia already were pretty safe. And then the other guys that I had that were on the point board, you know, were kind of too far away. This show wouldn't have mattered. So, you know, I decided to stay home for once.
For once is right. And then, you know, Omar travels like twice a year, but he don't need to. He just sends his soldiers out to war, and then Carl Presidou walked away with an easy, clean little W at Tampa to qualify for the Olympia. I don't know how you do it, but you do it. That guy
I ain't gonna tell you either. Yeah, he does have a sleek look. I mean, you interviewed him a couple weeks back, and you indicated why we waited long. It was because of work, and we actually decided right after that we will do it, and we put a game plan together to come in a little bit tighter, a little bit smaller, and just to get the win. We wanted the top 5 because we saw your YouTube clip indicating he needed to be in the top 5 to get to the Olympia. So, you know, we figured a couple of shows back to back. We're not going to come in at 100%, but once we qualify for the Olympia, then we could readjust our plan and then come in at his all-time best for the Olympia. So it worked out well.
I would say so. You got a check. You got the title. 2 wins in a row. That's the momentum riding into the O.
Yeah.
George, what did you see this weekend? Because, man, that was something to see.
Yeah, man. Like you said, I seen Carl. Like you said, congratulations to him. He won. But I think Ant Woods, and, you know, Ant was cooking. That's the best that he's looked all year long. You know, and the judges just decided to go with Carl. It was, like I said, Carl's physique, sleek. He can pose. And, you know, Ant was just out of his mind. Like I said, I've seen Ant and the progression that he's made this year. You know, hats off to him, man. He got second place. And then Stephen Cow, back on the scene. Solid third place finish with a pretty strong field. And, you know, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys there for sure. But it was Antwood and Carl, that's for sure. I thought it was going to end up Ant, but you can flip a coin there. Carl has better shape, better genetics, a sleeker look. Ant was on fire.
Yes.
He's still got to figure out whatever his sweating issue is. I asked him about in Virginia. He ended up being a bloody mess. In Tampa, he only just started to sweat a little bit, so it looked like they're ironing that out and figuring it out. But man, he brought an outstanding package to the stage as well. So, but once again, the Tampa Pro, those of you who've never competed at or been to the Tampa Pro, I strongly advise you go check that show out. Like, if you're an up-and-coming men's physique pro, or really any division, if you're up-and-coming and one day you want to be a heavy hitter, go to the Tampa Pro and feel that experience. I guarantee you your motivation will be at an all-time high. You'll see a bunch of athletes that look fantastic. You'll see a lot of coaches. You'll see a lot of judges. You'll have a plethora of people to talk to and interact with. It was standing room only, guys. It was standing room only. So hats off to Tim. Again, what he does is second to none right now in the IFBB Professional League. If you go to a Tim Gardner production, you're going to be happy. You know, regardless of the outcome of your placing, you're going to be happy the way they treated you, the way the show was run, how the judging panel was, all the stuff backstage. It's just truly an experience. So, but guys, what's up with this final 25 at the O?
Well, it's Saturday night, Las Vegas. So Tampa Pro is over. The mallet is slammed. We got the list. So we know the field right now. Let's talk Olympia.
It's going to be a good year.
Love talking about the Olympia.
So let's run down the field.
Omar,
What's up?
what do you think, man? What are you looking at? Who's the new cat on the scene that's going to break into that top 7 or top 8 that we haven't seen there before? Who you on to look out for or curious to see?
My guys. I'm gonna have 4 guys in the top 10 at the Olympia. Team Ventura, top 10, 4 of them. All 4 going, all 4 going to be in the top 10.
Well, wait a minute.
Anyone wants to bet? Anyone wants to bet? DM me. I'll bet each of you however much you want. I'll have 4 top 10 at the Mr. Olympia Men's Physique Division at the Orleans.
Well,
anyone.
Listen, confidence is key. So
it's just crazy, and that's talking to my athletes, not the 2 that are going to be there for the first time. But I'm talking Ray and Dre. We talk every single day, and the energy reminds me of talking to Mandis last time we spoke. Mandis just brings this energy, but I feel that too in a lower energy type level. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited. Everybody here supporting the team, they're excited. It's just electrifying.
Saturday night in Vegas, man. We done been
Saturday night in Vegas.
Big stage.
Been there year after year, but we ain't never been on Saturday night. You know, so if you're not up for this one, then I don't know. You don't got a pulse.
I'm bringing droves. Remember that word? Droves?
That means there's only 2 spots out of the top 10 left, because I think Underground Athletes is going to have 4 finish in the top 10 as well.
Ryan,
so there's only 2 spots in the top 10 left. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go.
I got 3 guys going, so there's got to be at least 3 spots left in that.
Well, we got to figure that out. One man's losing money here.
Yeah.
One guy's out with some money.
Yeah, let's I say we bet, but hey.
Hey, I'm ready.
I'm down.
Name the wages, fellas. I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, man, I got to give you some credit, man, because I was at the Dark Sport photo shoot a couple weeks ago with George and everybody there. Brandon's looking fucking nasty. He's looking
Thank you. I tell you what, he is so focused and so locked in. It was more of win by the largest margin possible. That's where his mindset is. He's really at peace. And so it almost makes it easy. There's nothing going on in his mind except for defend the title. So and both of you know, as a coach, that makes our job real easy. Just sit back and keep giving them what they need because they're mentally in such a perfect place, you know. And I'm blessed that he's in that place. And then now I'm home for 3 weeks, which means him and I get to train almost every day.
Yeah, that's good.
That means you're going to look good at the Olympia.
Well, yeah, that's.
I had to up my game. I'm going to up my game. Diet starts Monday.
The Monday before the O?
Yeah, I said that like 8 weeks ago.
I started I dropped 36 pounds, and then we had like 8 weeks in a row with shows. I gained every single one of them back.
So, guys, let's Omar. So, give me a guy though that you think is going to crack that top 7 or top 8 this year that we haven't seen up there before. Who's a guy that you've seen on the circuit this year that you go, man, this dude's a young up and comer. He's got a nice physique. I really think he's going to fall in somewhere.
Carl.
Okay.
Carl. Yeah. Okay. He gets the rest up, meaning he gets hella carbs this week. Reset the body, reset the mind, take his girl out every day this week alone, and then we're back on the grind. And we're going to work on his posing. He only stepped on stage 4 total times ever. So his posing's about a 6. We're going to get it up to about a 8.5 at the Olympia, which with that tiny waist, crazy back, crazy chest, that sleek look like you guys mentioned, his look, it's going to make them go, who the fuck is that guy? Oh, he's definitely got to be compared to all the other 6-footers in this game. So you're talking 6'1", 220, nice quads, nice overall look, lined up, hair's tight. He's definitely gonna be the one.
Ryan, who do you got?
For in my lineup, that I think the newcomer, the first time there, is going to be Buon. Buon just got his last win there, and he's got a great look.
He does.
This will be his first Olympia. He's a good-looking dude. He's got a great look. He's got same thing, real wide shoulders, all waistline. He's got a really, really sharp back. I think, and again, he's another guy. He's in that 6-foot range. He's a little over 6 foot. So he's going to stand alongside those guys there. I think he's going to get a lot of attention. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Anthony Gilkis is the guy. If he comes in real sharp, if he comes in razor sharp, I think he's a guy who can really get into that top 10. Because I've seen him now at some of the big shows, standing up at New York and shows like that. And if they put it all together, him and his camp, I'm real interested to see this young man go toe-to-toe. I think he'll be called out in that second call-out. And again, if he's razor sharp, he can find himself somewhere in the middle of that second call-out. I think that'll be real interesting.
Another guy that's not on my team, but kudos to Omar. I think Kaiki's got a shot too.
Yeah, he's coming with it too.
Yeah, Kaiki's got a good. That kid, if he comes peeled, man, and he showed this last show, he was diced.
Yeah.
So Ryan, there's obviously going to be some change in the top 5 because one of the people that was in the top 5 isn't competing this year. How much of a change do you think you're going to see in the top 5 this year at the Olympia?
I think you're going to see a couple of newcomers. I think the top 5 from last year. You got those 4 coming back. They're all solid. Dre is always solid. You know, I saw him at the photo shoot too, and he looked really good standing there next to Brandon. George, you know, looking great. So, you know, I think you're going to see mostly veterans up there. I think you're going to see the newcomers kind of aim maybe for that 5, 6, 7 spot. You know,
how many new faces do you think will be in the top 5?
I think maybe one or two.
One.
Max.
Omar?
Same.
I think there'll be 2 new faces in the top 5 with a possibility, slim chance, but a possibility of a third. I think you're going to see 1 or 2 of the regulars in the top 5 slide out. I think they're going to be in for a bit of a surprise. And I think it's so many of these other guys are on the come up and are on the move that if a couple of these guys really put it all together, they got a real shot. This is a great division, going to be a great Olympia. 1 through 10 is going to be the strongest it's ever been. Man, it really, things can go any which way.
But Mandis, you said there's going to be 3.
I think two.
Oh, okay.
2 with a small possibility of 3.
That's small. Yeah.
We're very small, but you know, right? But 2. I think we're going to see 2 for sure. I think we're going to see 2 new faces in the top 5.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting back being quiet. I agree kind of with all you guys. Like, I've seen Buwan, I've seen CJ, you know, and all those dudes look good. I've seen Gilks, you know, because I've been moving. So I think, like you said, all of those dudes will have a shot, you know. And, you know, with Olympia, you know, this is my 5th Olympia. You know, you never know. Like, sometimes, you know, the person that you think will move, you know, out, you know, and it's always somebody else, you know, that nobody's thinking about that slides
right
in. So it'll be interesting, you know, when you add in the fact that it's Saturday night, you know, I think some people are taking that lightly, you know, because, you know, a person like myself, I've never had that experience, you know, so I know, like, the importance of it, you know. But, you know, that's what makes it exciting, because you never know. You know, you can Instagram or something, videos or whatever, pics or whatever. That means nothing. You know, everybody's going to look good by themselves for the most part, you know. But when you stand next to everybody, then we're going to see, you know, what's up, you know, and it's cool.
Well, mention Saturday night,
which is good.
You know, you're talking about Saturday night, and that changes some things too, because on that big stage, you no longer, the judges aren't sitting 15 feet away. Now they're sitting 30, 40, 50 feet away, right? And it's under different lighting, you know, so sometimes that little detail that pops from up 10 feet away, you don't see that from 30 feet away. So sometimes the size and the depth, you know.
Yeah, and if your chest is small, it's going to look even tinier 30 feet away. So, yeah.
You know what?
Regarding people showing up for the Olympia, in my opinion, from my experience, there's going to be a lot of first-timers there that are happy to be there, and they kind of go in with that attitude. The veterans that have been there, they know what to expect, so they get that little advantage, correct? On top
Absolutely.
of that, like Ryan said, you get to go on the big stage this year. That takes them, so you get the first-timers, and then you get I'm going to be there. You get the veterans that I already know what to do. They're all going to start off about right here. Now that they hear that they're going to be on the big stage, the first timers are going to go, oh, that's cool. Bink. The guys that have been there and say first time at the Orleans Arena, they're going to go way up here. So the mental aspect of it is the veterans have the edge. On top of having a coach that has a first timer that has experience like myself and like you guys have the edge over that first timer with that new coach going to the Olympia for the first time. So they don't even know what to do. Like, we show up, oh, you're supposed to bring pictures, oh, we have athletes. So they're still trying to figure it out. But us, with experience, we're going to come in guns blazing, coaches and athletes. My 2 first-timers, they're going to have a little bit of advantage because their teammates, Dre and Ray, they DM each other and say, hey, you guys are representing the team. We're going hard. So that's the mentality, and that's my perspective on this whole situation.
I think it'll be a big difference too because of the time differential.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches have to know how to make the right adjustments. You have to have been in multiple shows where there's been that kind of time differential. Everything else in the past has basically been a back-to-back. Do you know how to make those right adjustments going into that Saturday night? Because they do re-look at everything. So you've got two things that are going to come into play. You're going to have making the right adjustments, and then you're also going to have, is anyone going to be so far ahead in certain spots after prejudging that there's not much of a difference that night? So there's going to be a huge difference.
Yeah, and I got two veterans there, and that are both, I think this is Joe's 6th Olympia, probably 5th. These guys are veterans. They've been around, and we'll see. These guys are all stepping up too. I mean, we're talking about the new guys, but we're talking about guys being 6 foot 220. But Joe right now is like 5'8", 215. You know what I mean? So it's like you got these veterans out there that have earned that spot, and I think you're going to see a lot of those guys in that top 10 again this year, I think.
Yeah. So look, we're about to go to commercial break. We're going to talk about our next topic, which is going to be the point system. But you guys were real nice. We was talking about, who you thought was going to be where. So real quick, before we go to break, give me a top 5, quick. Brian.
Oh shit, top 5.
Come on,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Right track, boom. Brian, top 5.
Well, I don't know, man. Without hurting any feelings.
We don't care about feelings.
No, based off what I've been seeing out there, I got Brandon for the win again. That's one thing I could say. After seeing Brandon at the photo shoot and seeing him with the other guys, I think Brandon looked like he was light years ahead of everybody right now.
3, 4, 5.
Raymond's always, I'd say you're going to see Dre back in there again, battling with Brandon. I see that's, definitely a top 5 guy. Raymond's always in there, so Omar's got 2 in there. I think that's it. I don't think there's more than that in there. And then, maybe yourself in there, George. I think I see you in the top 5 this year. And then I think that, you're going to have a dark horse. I think it's going to be a battle between like Buwan, Kaiki, and CJ and those guys for the 5th spot.
Omar.
Is Ryan Terry doing it?
He seems to be doing it from what I see.
He's on the list.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll say the 4 that placed last year in the top 5, and GB.
Mandis.
I think you're going to see a repeat. I don't think there's any question. I think you're going to see a shake-up at 2 and 3. I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see Ray and George battling 2 and 3. I think you're going to see a battle. If that's the case with George and Ray battling 2 and 3, I think that gives Akeem Scott a chance to maybe sneak into the top 5 there, just based on the structure and stature alone. So if you've got a George and a Ray, you have to get a look at Akeem. And if Akeem is getting a look with those 2, I think that bodes well for him. And then I think you've got a battle between Andre and Ryan Terry rolling out there in that 5-6 hole. So where George, Ray, and Akeem fall, I think it's going to be somewhere between George and Ray in the 2 and 3, whichever way it goes. I've already gone on record to think I think it'll be George, but of course I would say that. but then George and Ray battling, which leaves Akeem with an opportunity of being 4th or 5th. And then the other person in the 4th or 5th spot would be Andre or Ryan Terry. So those 3 are rolling out 4, 5, 6.
Just real quick, that was who I thought will be in the top 5. That wasn't my order, by the way. So just throwing it out there.
And then I think that next call out, not that you asked, George, but I think that's where you're going to see a really interesting fight of a couple of new guys and veterans mix. I think you're going to see Chiron and Bawan and Carl and Kamani. I think you're going to see that group battling 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously, there'll be one or two. Oh, Anthony Gilkis. That group of 5 will be battling for those 4 spots. If everybody comes in. But it's going to be exciting. There's so many good guys out there, you know.
Do it. But right now, we'll be right back after. All right, we're back from commercial break. If you guys wasn't here, we got Ryan Benson, Omar Ventura, and Matt Buckle, my co-host. We are now talking about the new point system for the Olympia for next year. You guys haven't heard, there's new criteria. Bandits, take us off.
All right, so this is going to be up on the screen so you guys can follow. So there's now 12 Tier 1 shows, okay? You win a Tier 1 show, you're in. Your trip is paid to the Olympia. It's just like now. You're qualified for the Olympia. You go, you're going into prejudging at the Olympia. Now, of those 12 shows, there's only 5 in the States. There's 5 in the United States. Arnold.
Trey.
Pittsburgh.
Ray.
New York.
Whatever.
Chicago. And Tampa.
Call.
Then there's 2 in Canada. Toronto and Vancouver.
Blue on.
Brazil. You got Brazil.
And then you've got Arnold, Australia. You've got Muscle Contest, Brazil. You've got Portugal. You've got the Yamamoto Cup that's in Italy. and you've got Japan. So this makes it real interesting, because how many guys are going to go and travel internationally to get one of those tier 1 wins? And if they don't, are we looking at possibly 2 or 3 international guys that aren't real well known, or that we would generally wouldn't be in even the top 15 or top 20 that we talked about at the Olympia like this year? Might 1 or 2 or 3 of those spots be taken up by guys like that because they live there, or it's an easy travel for them?
Well, I think at this point, this is going to waken up a lot of those beasts that kind of slept. Like, talk about Brazil. Like, I got Felipe Franco out in Brazil, didn't compete this year just because, he had visa problems. And so he figured even if he wins Brazil, no big deal, because he can't do 3-4 more shows that he needs to do. So now there's a lot of these guys like that are saying, oh shit, I get 1 and I win and I go. They're going to be back. Podvin sat this season out for that same reason, and we're prepping right now. Podvin's coming back, so there's a lot of guys like that that kind of sat out this year because they were discouraged by having to do 5 or 6 shows. So
Omar, drop down a little bit. Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't have to do 5 or 6 shows. He had a guy, Carl, who did 2 or 3 shows. Akeem Scott only did 2 shows. So, you were able to do it, but it was going to be tough. You'd have to pull off 2 wins.
Yeah, and I think I think it was more perception. Perception at the beginning of the season. I think a lot of guys before it started, they were talking crazy numbers. Oh, this is going to go. You're going to have 30 points to go. I think it messed with a lot of people's head at the beginning of the year, and they already before it even started, they already decided to shut it down.
Well, so they should have watched King's Court, George. We said about 20 points was going to be the number. Hey, Omar, what's about the number?
Yeah, it's up.
You've got the last 4 or 5 guys were at 18, 17, 17, 16. 20 was the magic number. You had 20, you were in.
Took them 9 shows to do it too.
But so that's the tier 1. Every other show is a tier 2. Now, if you win a tier 2, you're qualified for the Olympia. You're going to the Olympia, but you're going on your dime. Okay? And then the top 5 in points also qualify for the Olympia. You're also going on your dime. Now, you take all the tier 2 qualifier and the top 5 in points, and they're going to battle it out in the morning. And that battle is a preliminary, and out of that group, 13 out of those 30 or 40, however many guys, now will go to prejudging to meet the 12 winners. Well, actually, I'm sorry, it would be 12 guys, because you have the reigning Mr. Olympia and the 12 tier 1 winners. So that's 13. So then 12 guys are going to come out. And that's who they meet at prejudging. Out of those 25, 15 will go to the night show. Will go to the big stage in the arena. That's a big difference. Here's the other big difference. 2nd through 5th no longer automatically qualify. You got to go back and requalify. The only person who requalifies is Mr. Olympia, Brandon Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna assume Brandon's gonna go back to Japan. He'll win that. There goes 1 spot. Dre will win the Arnold. There's another spot. Ray, Pittsburgh, a spot. CJ, he'll win Tampa. Kaiki, Brazil. So that, you know what I'm saying? Those tier 1 shows, they'll be taken up already. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess what I'm saying is, so does that mean if Dre wins more shows, like more than just in that 12, there's not going to be many spots, right?
Right. So what'll happen is, let's say 2 or 3 guys chew up 5 of the 12 tier 1s. So there's only 7 guys. And then Mr. Olympia. So that makes 8.
Right.
They will then take however many out of the qualifying round to equal 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's all. So if they need to take 15 guys, if they need to take 18 guys, if they only need to take 12 guys, whatever that number is to equal 25. So the other thing is then if you make it out of prejudging, right? If you make it out of the qualifying round and you go to prejudging, then you get $2,000 reimbursed. So out of those tier 2 winners in the top 5 in points, when you make it out of that qualifying round and go to the prejudging, you get reimbursed. So,
okay. Yeah, I think it's better. It's kind of like the Arnold, right? They take 50 guys, and then they reimburse the top 15 or something, or top 10. I think it's a better system.
I like it all except the top 5. I like when the top 5 can come back. I like that, at least. I mean, everything else is cool.
I'm with you, Omar. I'm with you. I liked the top. I like the respect of the top 5 not having to go back. But hey, a change is a change. We'll all have to get used to it. You have to have won. You have to have won a show to go to the Olympia, and then the top 5 in points. So, they're saying, hey, we understand maybe you didn't win. Maybe you ran into Andre, Raymond, George Brown, and you were finishing second a bunch of times. You belong there. You just didn't happen to win. So, I like it. I like the old system. I like the new system.
Yeah.
The rules are the rules, right? We're going to play by the rules.
I don't think it's going to change. I don't think it's going to change the people that go. I think the same guys are going to make it. I just think it's going to make it a little bit, maybe easier on some of these guys to make it there.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's easier because you gotta choose on those tier 1 shows that you do. It ain't nothing automatic. And those are major shows. So you figure a lot of people are comfortable. With not doing shows, even though like Dre do shows, Ray do shows, but it's different when you got to go win. Not saying that they won't win, but I'm just saying it's different because it's only 5. So like, what if you can't travel? Like, it's a lot of different variables when you only leave 5 slots in the U.S. When people are used to being able to go get, slots or run up points or whatever, you're going to have a strategy. Or you better not play when you do that prep if you're going for it all, if you want that paid for a trip.
I train grown men that got jobs, so I ain't worried about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's different variables.
But Brazil, Portugal, and Italy, those are not cheap places to travel to by any stretch of the imagination. I think you're going to see a couple of guys that you would not ordinarily see at the Olympia there because of shows like that. I think you're going to...
Even if they can go financially, that doesn't mean anything because then you have to have the experience of can you travel and prep. You ain't never been to Italy. You don't know what's over there. It's all different type of variables, So,
right.
It's just when you leave a country, that's a different story.
Absolutely.
What if you can't bring your food? It's all type of stuff.
Food is going to be different.
Yeah.
You're going to have guys who are going to run into digestive issues, massive water retention issues.
Malaria. He's scaring everybody, man. He's scaring everybody.
I like it, man. I want to see how it plays out.
Is the reality of the worldwide now? We're a global organization. Thank you to Canyon family for taking us there. But now, guys have to adjust and learn how to compete globally. The next 2-3 years are going to be huge. Hey guys, it's just like the bodybuilders. You're going to have to learn how to do it because the bodybuilders go and travel all over South America, Australia. They travel. Brazil, Czech Republic. They go and do that. Men's physique guys, now you gotta put on your big boy pants and learn how to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys got a clear understanding of the point system. Definitely got some key points from, well-respected coaches in the industry, all 3 of them. And it's going to be exciting. Like I said, if you couldn't hear some of the energy and the passion that we talking with right now, like I said, if you ain't up for this one, then you ain't got a pulse. So you might want to stay home or you're gonna get embarrassed because ain't nobody playing. Fellas,
that's a threat right there. Chest,
and on that note,
chest popping out and everything, Jordan. Nipple, a little bit of nipple showing.
Man, like I said, I value y'all's opinion, and I know everybody watching the show does. So once again, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate
For
it.
myself, man, if you got anything else?
that's it. I'm waiting to see what this bet's gonna be because I want some money or some dinner. I'm waiting for Omar. Hey, Omar, I'm taking you up on that one all day.
Top 10, my guys, 4 top 10. You want to bet? Let's do this.
Yeah, I got 4 in the top 10 for sure.
Okay, Ryan.
You side bet.
I'll put money. I'll put money against both of it. Nobody's having 4 in the top 10.
Okay, so what's the wager? Since it can't be monetary, right? Dinner,
Dinner.
anywhere somebody wants.
Okay, us 3 coaches here. Whoever has the most highest placings doesn't have to pay for dinner. You guys can pay. Guys can pay.
And the person with the person with the highest placings gets to pick where dinner's at, and they don't pay.
Okay, so one person's got to pay.
That's 2 different pays.
The third person got to pay.
The third person got to pay. Okay, I don't.
Well, wait, both of those guys, second and third, both have to pay.
Wait! Y'all just said 2 different bets.
One guy gets to eat for free. The other 2 are paying.
Okay, who gets to pick where to eat?
The guy who won.
Okay, then I'll pick.
We'll see. I already know where you guys take me out to eat.
Yeah, he does get to pick.
That restaurant, the steakhouse that's on the level at the Bellagio.
I'm down. I'm
What
totally
is the bet? What is the specific bet? Y'all got 2 different bets going.
Well, shit.
What's the bet? The guys who place the highest, right? So it's accumulated.
Right.
So it's the lowest number, right?
Yeah. All right, bet. There we go.
The lowest number.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm gonna bring my appetite that night, fellas.
Look, I'm gonna bring leftovers. I'm gonna order for the following day.
Hey, and beverages are included.
Whatever, because I ain't paying.
Yeah. By the way, it'll be a bottle of Malbec. That's about $500. I'm just letting you know. I
don't drink, so I don't drink.
Ryan, you and I can enjoy that bottle of Malbec. That's going to be paid for by the 2 of you.
All
right. We'll see. You better believe I'm getting on my boys right now. They're still in the gym. I'm going right in.
My guys are all sleeping, I bet. Taking naps and shit.
The King's Court.
All right, George. Yeah.
The King's Court is the show. We talk about the best topics. It's myself. It's Harmandus Buckle. It's Brian Benson. And it is Omar Ventura. And we are signing off. See you guys next time.